Hello, my name is Eric Buxton. People all over the globe are trying to respond to the massive changes the world is undergoing in nearly all aspects of life. These massive changes are often summarized under the powerful concept of globalization. Educational institutions are also being challenged by these massive changes. Wayne State University is integrating into its curricula, its courses, its various educational programs, its research agenda, its exchange programs of faculty and students, and in its study abroad programs, the study of these massive changes. In this program, we look at one such experience, namely the study in an international setting of globalization, citizenship, and divided societies at the Inter-University Center in Dubrovnik, Croatia. This is Dubrovnik, an ancient city, famous for its tradesmen, its craftsmen, its fishermen, of course, and its seafaring people. Students and faculty from Wayne State University and other institutions have come together at the Inter-University Center to discuss one of the most difficult, perhaps, issues of today, namely divided societies, and this in a place which just a few years ago experienced war between ethnic groups.
When we discuss freedom, we understand freedom as freedom against.
The difficulty is that it's hard to imagine any state that has an indigenous population actually ratifying the agreement. So it really is a form of political agitation.
Right, NGOs, very effectively, they are just emulating strategies of left NGOs.
There were occasional ethnic conflicts in the territory. But conflicts are normal phenomenon in every single plural environment.
Doing work on ethnic conflict in the former Yugoslavia is a great advantage because there are scholars from throughout this region who have a set of experiences that really are unparalleled in dealing with these kinds of problems. And so it gives us, as Wayne State professors, an opportunity to interact with people who have experienced on the ground many of the things that we see from much greater distance.
This kind of experience for me, I can't get anywhere else. As a scholar who's trying to go from 2 countries that I study very closely to studying 10 or 12 countries very closely in the whole region, for me to have access to intelligent people who think about the same issues that I do in an informal setting where we can sit and discuss, trade ideas, it's really wonderful.
The environment here is constructed for this type of interchange between the students and professors, and working on the one level theoretically, and 2, because of the historical events in this region, that it has to be bathed in some form of reality so that the theory doesn't run away with us.
Establishing this network between scientists, between practitioners, and spreading knowledges and experience, for example, which American group has, which Croatian group who work with children, spread among the other intellectuals. It gives us opportunity to think in this direction, positive direction. I mean that it works. And in positive way, they have experience of several years, how successful it's, and it's encouraged the other people to do something in this way. It's very important.
What I find especially valuable here in Dubrovnik is that through this exchange that happens also in classes, actually students can first of all see all these different views, all these new developments, and at the same time themselves participate in discussions and development of discussions. And I believe that the setting here in Dubrovnik at Inter-University Center is just the perfect environment for such an activity. And it is valuable not just for the students, but also for lecturers and researchers who who do have the opportunity to test their work, who do have the opportunity to see what others are doing, to confront the ideas, and at the same time to create the community.
Particularly in the Americas, Aboriginal people have been significantly excluded from the state-building process, ranging from...
I presented here at the conference on the experiences of the Inuit in the Canadian Arctic. I had a wonderful reception to the paper and afterwards, and the questions that the other students asked from all over the world were just wonderful and gave me some really new perspectives on my research, and which make the papers just so much better. So I really appreciated that, and what I was so worried about just didn't come true at all.
Self-determination presented a means for colonial peoples to free themselves from imperial domination.
Exchanging ideas and presentations and papers with people from the region gives you new perspectives and especially adds to your regional expertise on matters that are important.
Force people with different opinions to come together if they think they're going to have a chance to win. And that by forcing people with different ideas to come together, it can overcome these problems. And so
we had a lot of questions from people from all over the region, in particular a couple of Slovene students who were able to use the frameworks that we laid out to do a new analysis of their own political party system. And their questions about the role of voluntary organizations, civil society, unions, forced me to reconsider some of the variables that I've left out of my own research. And so that kind of interchange, I think, helps both of us understand not only the other country, the country whose people we're dealing with, but really our own country.
This place is unbelievable. The beauty, more than anything, of the people, of the land, the buildings. There's a lot to experience here that you could never get from the United States perspective.
I love the fact that here we've participated with groups from all over Europe as well as Russia and, of course, the United States. And I do think this is a stepping stone for a great future between all universities.
It's a chance to bridge intellectual traditions, which, for example, in the case of the Anglo-American and the continental tradition, I think is very important because for many years the two have been very separated and even fighting each other. And in such a conference like we find here at Dubrovnik, there's really an attempt to, if I can call it this, a normative attempt at globalization where you really try to bridge the two traditions together and trying to find common solutions for the future.
The very fact that we are here means that we are interested to speak about that things. And when you are in that kind of environment, when you are surrounded with all ethnical groups, then I think it's easier to open up. For when you hear someone telling about something, then someone else, then it's easier for you to join.
It's not only political and it's not only international, it's people. You're interacting. It could be environmental. It could be the engineering, the structure of the city, the architecture of the buildings. It could be a whole ton of facts that if I were to go on, I'd go on for days about it. Because I've had such an experience here, and it's only the 6th day. I have 4 more days, and I think I'm going to miss it a lot.
I think it's amazing the way that like I said, I really do believe that every party is coming from a completely different mindset, and the way you can kind of merge and marry those mindsets, I think, is fantastic.
It's been more than just conference, more than learning in the conference setting. Just being in the region and talking with the local people and seeing how things are done here has been an incredible learning experience.
Coming here was just fantastic, learning about the similarities. Things they do to have fun are exactly the same things we do back home. We have similar interests in music, and we read similar literature, and this was a great introduction to a people that I probably would never know had it not been for the program.
It's been really fun because we mingled a lot with Croatian students, students from Wales, and other European countries. And we've been sightseeing together. We've gone to clubs and parties and ate great food, and it's a truly enjoyable time.
One of the girls and I are almost exactly the same. We have the same opinions about things, the same ideas, and she's from halfway around the world. I'm from Michigan, and I mean, it's just so crazy that we would run into each other and have all these same ideas. So I thought that was great.
I absolutely would recommend it to not only political science students, but to anybody in any department. I mean, this is an experience of a lifetime.
I would tell to my American friend, I don't know, just to come here.
Visit Dubrovnik. Yeah.